I'm a little pissed off at myself right now, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Um, Welcome to Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in this lovely magazine, the best magazine in the whole wide world. And this is the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Tina. This is where we read books. No fancy smancy stuff going on here. That's all we do. Read books, report back to you. We do Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Fridays. I'm a series person. I like series books. And If Then on Fridays afternoon. And Flashback Monday. And then, of course, all my daily book reviews. But like I said, I'm a little pissed off at myself. There's a couple of reasons, and it's going to cost me a couple dollars to fix. But we'll get to that. So why don't we get started? This is gonna be interesting. I love this magazine. I can read this magazine for hours upon hours. And I do. I usually spend 3-4 hours a week on these stuff. I love this. This is July 2013. Ah, and it's in here somewheres. Already. Already. I'm out of whack already. Uh, Do it. Here. We'll have to come back and go page by page through some of these if anybody wants to do that. Um, ah, Hunter. She's a, I wonder why. Nope. Okay. The Hunter. Monica McCarthy. Cartry. Um, 1306 Scotland, 4.5 stars. The Highland Guard, a band of warriors dedicated to securing Robert the Bruce's place as king, are remarkable heroes, but no more remarkable than the women who match them in spirit and courage. McCarty breathes life into her memorable characters as they face dangers, adventures, and we will do this series at some point. It's a good series. When a courier goes missing, Ewan Lamont, the hunter, is sent to track the messenger. Ewan is surprised to find he's hunting Sister Jenna, who is like no nun he has known. Soon, Aaron can't keep his wayward thoughts about her in line. Sister Jenna is actually Janet of Mar, who went into hiding after failing to rescue her sister. Working for the cause and risking her life is a kind of penance. Being forced to travel with Ewan quickly has her longing for a different life. Staving off his desire for Jenna is a great challenge, but Ewan has too much honor to defile her. See what happens there. Oh, naked guy on the cover. And London's last true scoundrel. Oh, let's see. Don't know. London's last true scoundrel. Christina Brooke. 4.5 stars. The Ministry of Marriage series has made quite a mark with readers who delight in twists on the marriage of convenience theme. Smart, funny, engaging, and simply a joy to read. The last in the series will have readers turning the pages until the wonderful, deep sighing end. Back from the dead, Jonathan Westruther, Earl of Davenport, lives life dangerously. All her life, Hilary DeVar has tried to live down her family's scandalous reputation. But when she's dismissed from her position as a teacher, she must return home to live with her boorish brother. Jonathan is determined to escort the lovely lady home until she discovers he's her long-lost betrothed. Oh, good God. See what happens there. Oh, look, naked guy on the cover. How many of these books will have naked guy on the cover? I don't know. The Duchess Hunt. Jennifer Haymore. That one here. Haymore's first House of Trent novel sets the bar for the series. Emotional, sensual, and enchanting. This tale of forbidden love. Though she's the daughter of Duke of Trent's gardener, Sarah Osborne was educated with the Duke's son Simon Hawkins and fell in love with him. Youthful kisses set their desires in motion, but it isn't until years later that their childhood passion sparks a forbidden love. See what happens there. And you know my favorite peeps in the world? My favorite peeps. The Sinsters! An offshoot of the Sinsters. Well, not Sinsters. Well, yeah, that is the Sinsters. If you haven't seen my Stephanie Lawrence videos, Sinster videos, go see it. We did start out with the Sinsters versus the Bridgertons way back when in the beginning. That video exists. It's out there. Go check it out. We've done a couple of Regency ones so far. We've got another one coming down the pike. The second of the Sinsters duo is a delightful, delicious romance Lawrence style, filled with beloved characters from the Sinster series. Oh, and it would be titled If Then. It was my very first If Then. Mary is sure she found the perfect husband in Randolph Kavanaugh. Not only is he handsome and wealthy, he's calm, predictable, and manageable. The complete opposite of his roguish brother Ryder. As Marquise of Raventham, Rhoda has been pursued by marriage-minded misses, but not Mary. She's a challenge that Ryder can't resist. See what happens there. Another lady who we've talked about, she has two sides to her. She has the Argenos. If you haven't watched my Argenos videos, please go watch those. Marguerite is the family matchmaker. She plays matchmaker each and every book. She sets couples up. It's a great vampire series. Great vampire series. And I did the Carolyn Sparks vampire series, the Roman Jaganeskis group. But Lindsay Sands has a Regency side, also with a naked guy on the cover. 4 stars. Sands make a break from her paranormal ingenue series to charm readers with a classic marriage of convenience plot, maintaining the tenor of the era while building a love story with sensuality and humor is one of Sands' talents. Annabelle is ready to take her final vows as a nun when she is pulled from the convent and told she must take her runaway sister's place as a bride to Scots Laird Ross Mackay. Ross finds nothing amiss after all. One spoiled English bride is as good as another. Sheltered Annabelle knows nothing of running a household or satisfying a husband in the marriage bed. Uh-oh. These might be good for my thing. Let me put this down. Marriage, convenient. What was the other one? I'll have to go look in there again. These are good for my videos. Alright. Oh, I forgot one. I forgot I was gonna do. Oh, okay, let's see. Brenda Joyce, A Rose in the Storm. Now, we were talking about our, what was it? It's Cahill? Cahill? I think. She had a couple of early series, and there was it would probably be called the Gilded Age now, around the 1900. And she was a detective. She was an amateur detective. And the series was short-lived because her publisher decided that she had De Warrens were her other series, and it was selling better. So she announced she was not going to do that series. She was just going to stick with the De Warrens. But then she started doing other stuff. So this is part of the other stuff. Uh, A Rose in the Storm. 1306 Scotland, 4 stars. Scotland's complex history is as strong as a character as the hero and heroine, and Joyce seems seamlessly merges the stirring details of Robert the Bruce's rise to power with a captive captor forbidden love story. Which reminds me of her. They do a lot of Robert the Bruce too in this series. Um Before she is to wed an English nobleman to cement her family alliance with King Edward, Margaret Combe travels to Castle Finn, her inheritance and dowry. They are soon besieged by Alexander MacDonald, who rides with Robert the Bruce. Margaret defies convention and refusing to surrender until she has no choice. Okay. You mean surrender in the marriage bed? Adrian Basso, how to be a Scottish mistress. Um, you know, I had these in order. Um, 4 stars, 1307 Scotland. Basso displays her knowledge and understanding of medieval Scotland battle to maintain its independence from England and its powerful romance. Deftly builds a sensual and captivating love story against the backdrop, serves to reinforce her character's emotions. Lady Fiona and her young stepson barely escape with their lives after her husband is killed. They are allowed sanctuary at her brother's keep. Months have passed, and Fiona decides to make her way to the Highlands and Lord Gavin McLendon to seek refuge. Gavin is planning to marry the daughter of a neighboring clan to cement a political alliance. Gavin knows protecting an beautiful English woman is trouble, but he is unable to refuse. Uh-huh. Yeah, we get ya. Wink, 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 wink. Uh, what's my thing? Mainstream fiction. Let's see. Hannah Rochelle, House of Tides. Four and a half stars. Palpable tension and intriguing characters make this novel tough to put down. Told from multiple points of view in the past and present, this story unravels slowly, pulling the reader into a web of family secrets. When Daratide discovers she's pregnant, she decides that before she and her husband can move forward with a family of their own, she must make amends with the family that she has been estranged from for the past decade. She returns to Clifftops, the seaside mansion that has been in the family for several generations, to seek forgiveness, perceived wrongs, and to make peace with her family. Finding Colin Firth. That's not Colin Firth. There's no special editing here. Smoke. And Colin Firth is not here. Hmm. Well, maybe it'll show up. I don't. Oh, there it is. Finding Colin first. Hey, the guy's got clothes on. 4.5 stars. March, author of the Meryl Streep movie, strikes gold again with this novel, which crafts three beautiful intertwined stories of three very different women who love the British actor. When rumors abound that Colin Firth is coming to Boothbay Harbor, Maine to film a movie, three women lives will change. Journalist Gemma Hendricks goes to the coastal town hoping to score an interview with Firth. An interview that could put both her rocky career and on the outs marriage back on track. But on location she finds another story, a better one. Bea Crane, a 22-year-old Bostonian who has just learned that she is adopted. She's in town to find her biological mother, Veronica Russo, a hometown legend for not only getting pregnant in high school but for making elixir pies. Veronica is dying to meet her idol, Mr. Darcy himself. When she gets a new job as an extra on the movie, she wonders whether she's ready to open herself up to the possibility of a real-life fairy tale of her own. See about that. Somewhere between luck and trust. Let's see. Oh, these got all mixed up when they fell. Somewhere between luck and trust. Richard's second Goddess Anonymous novel is a rich, deeply moving Southern Fried novel that speaks to your heart and soul, mixing the mystery, romance, and low country fiction in one empowering read. Christy Haviland is released from prison, illiterate, without many options, and hiding deadly secrets. When the women step from Goddess House step into hell. She's not used to compassion and is worried. Her choices could be costly because trust comes with consequences, and the healing created in the Goddess House could be lost. This sounds like an inspirational more than a mainstream, doesn't it? See what happens. Ah, A Stitch in Time. We'll have to look at this one later. 4.5 stars. A hitch, a ride, and whisk back in time with reader's heroine will relate to, feel sympathy for, and root until the finish. Newly divorced history buff Sarah Yates is searching for a change of pace in her dull life, whether it be a curse or a blessing. A strange man knocks on her door, offering her a chance to become a time traveler. Green-eyed Johnny Deppish, not John Nedler, attempts to convince her that she's not hallucinating nor having a nervous breakdown. With nothing to lose, she agrees to be swept back in time to save lives in order for the future to flourish. Sarah is whisked away from Yorkshire, England, to places she has only visited in textbook and dreams. The glare. And Never Say Never. Victoria Christopher Murphy. Never Say Never is a testament to magnificent of Murray's story gift. You'll be amazed to feel sympathy and understanding for the heroine even when she betrays her best friend. Each character's thoughts, desires, and feelings are explored in such a way that the reader can identify and emphasize with one. When she hears there's been a death among the firefighters in her husband Chaucer's suit, Miriam is totally prepared to support her best friend Emily. Chaucer and his best friend Jamal fought fires side by side, and the two couples were the best of friends. Then Miriam learns that she is a widow left to rear three sons alone. As she and Jamal are left to comfort each other and grieve alone, while Emily is using her counsel skills to work with the young victims of the devastating fire, they find themselves crossing the line and having a torrid affair. Oops. Don't know. A lady we all know very well, Miss Fern Michaels. Gotcha. Surprise readers, though Michael's Sisterhood series ended and they would not get any more adventures with the Sisterhood. But boy, do they get a doozy with the 21st book in the beloved series. Characters are well written and well thought out, and the storyline is like a grand roller coaster. Julie Wyatt really wants to move on and find closure over the death of her son. She has a gut feeling her greedy daughter-in-law, Darlene, was somehow responsible for his death. She gets together with Maya Rutledge and Annie, the founder of the Sisterhood, and they put their plan into action. Julie is amazed at everything these two elder women can handle, and all without batting an eyelash. Let's see what happens there. Um, First Sight. Miss Danielle Steele. She's still putting them out. Once again, delivers an idyllic and believable story with incredible, low-free pacing and interesting characters. Although there is a familiar theme of strong, independent heroine, this novel feels fresh and the emotions evoked are heartfelt. Timmy O'Neill is a middle-aged divorcee and self-made fashion entrepreneur who is used to protecting her heart, with unfulfilling short-term relationship being her go-to. She is surprised that things feel different when she meets French doctor Jean-Charles Vernier. While under his care for appendicitis, it does not take her long to realize that there could be something more than just a brief affair between them. Let's see what happens there. And I think Uh, yep, that's the end of mainstream. We will move on to teen. You know, it's always teen is the only section that's not indexed. All the other sections are indexed but teen. And I do not know why. And I haven't read the synopsis yet. But hold my tongue. There's the cover though. And that's supposed to be a teen book. I mean, it's just you're not supposed to encourage teen stuff, but anyways, unless they're 19 or 18, and even then. 4.5 stars. Faking It, Cara Cormack, one of the new adult genre's early standouts. Cormack proves she's not a one-hit wonder with her follow-up to breakout seller Losing It. It's a real treat to see how sexy Kate is in Maxie's eyes. After Bliss' rejection in the previous book, Max's angst is well earned. Kate's trouble adjusting to post-college life realistic, and their relationship is a winner. College is over. Oh, well, she's in college. She's not a teenager. She's in college. With the F. College is over and Kay's living in the same city as his former best friend Bliss and her soon-to-be fiancé Garrett. Cade spends his time avoiding Bliss and trying to make it in grad school. Neither pursuit is going well, but then he meets the tattooed wild Max at a coffee shop, and she has an insane proposal for him. Pretend to be my boyfriend to make my parents happy. Shadow of Glass. Casey Tyler, 4 stars. Thrill lovers, prepare yourself. This page-turning adventure here merely sets the stage for an amazing love story. Ren has finally accepted the dome, but the world outside is nothing like she imagined. With danger surrounding them, Ren and her true love Pace struggle to find a place to stay. They've got to deal with their guilt too and find a way to see if their family is safe on the inside. Adjusting to life on the outside, they must decide if they can trust their new friends. Then Ren meets Levi and falls hard. Soon she's questioning everything she's ever known about love. And the last one is Ink. Amanda's Son, 4 stars. Son's debut is highly imaginative and action packed. After Kate's mom dies, she is forced to move to Japan to live with her Aunt Diane. A fish out of water, she meets dangerously seeming Tomoshiro, and her life changes forever. Okay. Inspirational. Let's see. I don't know. A Hopeful Heart. 4.5 stars. Clipson series starter has a compelling drama involving faith, family, and romance. Hannah's dilemma will speak to many who have struggled with religious beliefs, and her daughter Amanda's interest in leaving the Amish community for a career as a veterinarian opens up doors for her. Widow Hannah Glick works hard to keep her husband's horse farm operational with the help of her brother-in-law Joshua, unaware that he harbors feelings for her. While working at a local hotel to earn extra money, she meets captivating widower Trey Peterson, an English businessman, and they fall in love. Hannah must consider the happiness of her children as well as the tenets of the faith as she wrestles with the possibility of leaving all she knows. Okay. Um, a most peculiar circumstance. A most peculiar circumstance. Jen Torino. Torino's second novel is a laugh out loud, charming historical romance with witty, sweet characters. Born into privilege, Arabella Beckett has always wanted to help those less fortunate than herself. She trapezes across the country, attending suffragette rallies and lectures. When she lands in jail after trying to help a fellow suffragette, her brother sends P.I. Theodore Wilder to find her and bring her back into the family fold. Okay. And Anne H. Gephardt, A Small Town Girl. Horror stars. Readers will love reconnecting with the family that inspired them in 2011, Angel's Sister. Gephardt writes wonderful, fast-paced stories with the faith-driven, hard-working protagonist. The merits of Rosie Corner, Kentucky are back. Evelina is marrying Pastor Mike, and the family could not be happier except for Kate, who has loved Pastor Mike since she was 15. Bertie is smitten with Mike's best man, Jay Tanner, but he seems interested in Kate. The joy of the wedding lingers until the bombing of Pearl Harbor when the war begins and the young men must leave their loved ones behind and go defend their country. Wait a second. Yes. Rock, Stock, and Barrel. I like the title. Melody Carlson, 4 stars. Carlson begins the first Dear Daphne book in a humorous, engaging manner. A large number of relatable characters and a plot that gets more interesting as the story progresses. Daphne Ballinger sets out to conquer the journalism world when she left her small town of Appleton for a job with the New York Times. Things haven't quite turned out as she hoped. She is crammed with an apartment with too many roommates and writing wedding announcements. Then she learns that her beloved Aunt Dot has passed away and she returns to the memorial service. Dot's will reveals that Daphne has inherited the aunt's entire sizable estate with a very few private stipulations. Does she stick with the stipulations? Probably like live there. We'll see. And another popular lady, Eileen Cobble, Rosemary's Cottage. Cobble's second Hope Beach book returns in the stunningly described Outer Banks locale. Amy Lounge returns to Rosemary Cottage to mourn her brother Ben's death. There are some questions as to whether his death was accidental or murder, and Amy wants to find out. Curtis Ireland's sister Gina was also killed, and he is raising Gina's daughter. Curtis has some secrets that he hopes Amy won't discover, yet he feels drawn to this amazing woman. We'll see. I do not know why people continue to build on the water. They like the view, all that kind of stuff, but it it has a tendency to wash away during a hurricane. I'm just saying. Let's move on to sci-fi. Cold Steel, Kate Elliott. This is a thick book. Look how thick this is. 4.5 stars. The conclusion of the famous Fabulous Spirit Walker trilogy. Cold Steel lives up to the first two novels and takes things a bit further. The most fabulous part of Elliott's series is how perfectly crafted the characters are, with each with their own flaws and blind spots, as well as their honor or lack thereof. Cap Rahil has a serious problem. She must rescue her kidnapped husband Andivey from her father. The master of the Wild Hunt is holding Andivey hostage in an effort to force her to do his bidding. While there is an insurgency against the prince of the land, as the people have grown tired of a ruling authority held by few over many, Kat, her cousin Bee, and half-sibling Rory must play important roles in this evolution, while also helping bring the mage out of the clientage. I don't know. Don't know. Don't get it. Um. Ah. Sometimes I don't get these books, but anyway. Witch Wrath, Brooks' final installment in the Dark Legacy of Shanna trilogy, is a novel that captures suspense and close relationships with a believable ending that will satisfy fans. Okay. The walls of the Forbidding, the land where terrible demons are the pastor imprisoned, are in danger of falling if the elk cries have not restored. Elf Arlington L.S. must sacrifice her life and become the Elkress if the four lands hope to remain safe. Meanwhile, the ridden Ford is imprisoned in the Forbidding with the Staken Lord, who tends to march his deadly army through holes in the walls and attack four lands earlier than expected. You know, it's one thing to read these unpronounceable words. It's another thing to try and pronounce them. You're like, huh? I don't know. I don't know. Mystery. See if we can find all these books. Oh, we're gonna get to why I'm pissed in a little bit. It's gonna cost me money to fix. Hunting Eve. Iris Johansson. Johansson's terrifying Eve Duncan trilogy second picks up the cliffhanger ending from the first book and concludes with another gut-wrenching cliffhanger. In a desperate attempt to escape from Madman Jim Doan, Eve tosses the partially reconstructed skull of his serial killer son Kevin off a cliff and flees into the wilderness. Meanwhile, Joe Quinn and Jane enlist Kendra Michaels to find where Eve is being held. Kendra and Animal whisper Margaret Douglas find clues that lead toward Colorado. Doan and his accomplice are killing those involved with Kevin's death. Their prime target is legendary assassin Xander. Xander honored the CIA's request to leave Doan alone, but now he plans to take him out. Will Eve get caught in the middle? We'll see. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to reach. No special editing here. Ah, all right. Let's see. Um, this is gonna take. Well, I thought it was here. All right. The never. Let's look. Oh, there we go. The gray cover. The never list. Hmm. Keith Zam. Zan's debut novel is shocking and disturbing. The intense psychological thriller combines a horrifying plot, well defined characters, thought provoking psychoanalysis. After suffering an early tragedy, Sarah and Jennifer, best friends for life, develop a never list of what to avoid to stay safe. This serves them well until one night at college when they get into a car and abducted. They wake up in a stark cellar already inhabited by two others. The four girls endure years of captivity and only three eventually emerge. Oops. Not good. Not good. Not. The ninth girl. Hey, co-host. They've abandoned me. My co-hosts have abandoned me. Smoke. I got one of these. Yeah, we want. Fine. No co-host today. The ninth girl, Tammy Hogue, after completing an 80s trilogy, suspense, Maven Hogue returns to the present and brings back the fan fave duo Sam Kovac and Nikki. Themes of bullying, loneliness, and teens' need for acceptance permeate this dark and disturbing tale. On New Year's Eve, Minneapolis, a limo driver is horrified when the body of a teen with half her face melted away pops out of the trunk of the car ahead of him. Homicide detectives Kovac and Liskey must identify the girl dubbed Zombie Doe and discover who brutalized her. They're not sure if this is a standalone crime or part of a serial killer. Well, obviously, if she's the ninth girl, then this is a serial killer. Just a thought. Um, let's see. Unseen. Karen Slaughter. Gasp-inducing plot twists and intricate storylines mark another outstanding thriller from Powerhouse Slaughter as she pulls no punches with her characters. Will Trent is undercover in Manco to bust a huge drug ring. His paths cross once more with Detective Lena Adams. Trouble has found Lena again despite her now living a more settled life with her husband Jared. Her first raid on a drug den is too late and the savage attack in her own home leaves Jared near death and Will keeping secrets from the love of his life. Sarah still holds Lena responsible for the death of her husband Jeffrey, who was Lena's boss and Jared's father. Hi. Um, just I feel a cozy coming on. A custom fit crime. I just want to show this has a full page spread in the magazine. There's 3 others. So it's Custom Fit Crime, Pleading for Mercy, A Fitting End, and Deadly Patterns. Let's see what it says. Sounds like an if then for sewing. Um, the 4th magical dressmaking mystery brings high fashion to rural Bliss, Texas. Harlow Jane Cassidy is going to be featured in a fashion spread in D Magazine with 2 other designers. With that, her mother's upcoming nuptials to Bliss Sheriff, she has a full plate. Then her former roommate Ophi shows up with a whopper of a secret. When the 3 designers are all in Harlow's shop, tempers start to flare and one of them ends up dead. Oops. Need to figure that one out. Linda Castillo, Her Last Breath. Castillo's 5th novel starring Chief of Police Kate might be her best. The story has a tantalizing mystery, the surprises are many, her characters are first-rate, and the setting reveals the fascinating world of the Amish. A father and his 3 children are heading back home to the farms on their wagon when a vehicle slams into them, killing all but one little boy. The widow, a lifelong friend of Kate's, asks for help. Kate investigates even as events in the past begin to haunt her. See what happens there. I don't think. Oh. Lisa Jackson, tell me. Superstar Jackson revives characters last seen nearly a decade ago in the morning after by returning to Savannah, Georgia and picking up the exploits of reporter Nikki Gillette and Detective Pierce Reed. Now engaged, they find that there's still friction between their chosen professions. Nikki is under pressure to come up with the subject of her next true crime novel when an explosive crime from their past is reignited. Decades before, Blondell O'Henry was convicted of killing her daughter Amity and wounded her 2 other children. However, now her son Niall is recanting his testimony and Blondell may go free. See what happens there. Now, if you're watching my channel on a daily basis, we just finished reading this. The review, I think, airs next week. I did this already. I just did this one, and I just did the put the makeup thing, the final cut. So watch for this video next Wednesday, I think, and final cut on Thursday. And also watch for a special shout out to some peeps on those days. We got 3 peeps. Tracy and Selena and Zuri. And I think they start in this one and in Final Cut. I think I did the ones there. They just watch all my videos and support me. That's it. No money exchanges, nothing like that. They're just watching my videos and supporting me in my little adventure here, saying kind words of encouragement. So I just wanted to give them a shout out of thanks. So I do that here in Bombshell. So we are back in Maestro, Virginia. And I will mention a couple of, this is our 3rd visit to Maestro, 3rd or 4th visit to Maestro. And we get to catch up with Dix, Noble, and Ruth Warnicki, and the boys, and Brewster. And Grissom Hammersmith comes to my show because his sister uh, witnessed a murder and was interrupted it and got hit over the head and put in the hospital. So he's attending her, and her new best friend later turns out to be, spoiler alert, a DEA agency, and there seems to be some drugs going on. And we get to witness Winkle's Cave all over again. So please check out my video for this book next week. I didn't even realize that. I should have realized that RT did the reviews. I should look for them. It got 4 stars. Kathleen Coulter serves up another of her patented thrillers that interweaves 2 different FBI cases, one featuring the razor-sharp talents of Savick and Sherlock, the other touching too close to home for Special Agent Griffin. FBI Griffin Hammersmith agrees to join Dylan Savick's unit in D.C., but then his sister, a music student in Maestro, Virginia, is attacked in her apartment. Delcy will be okay, but there's too much blood at the scene, and most of it is not hers. So who does the blood belong to? Savick and Sherlock focuses on the murder of the grandson of a former chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank. Was it a strike at his grandson or something more? It was something more. So you'll have to check out my video for these books. These are awesome. We are currently doing those. A little on the fun side. We've done a couple of her video books. I've read the whole series. Meg Langslow, the hen of the Baskervilles. She's got her husband and her 2 sons now, and her mother and her father, and her grandfather owns the zoo, and her grandmother works with him sometimes at the zoo. She also has her own crusades. We have Rose Noir, the sister, who's very spiritual and does incense and all that kind of stuff, and her brother, and the whole family, and the town, and she works for the mayor a little bit. It's a good story. Oh, look, there's a co-host. Hey, Sandy. Come here, Sandy. Let's see. The 15th novel in this bird-themed popular cozy mystery series offers more fine feathered foibles to chuckle over. Andrew's ever-present humor and detailed animal lore will be familiar pleasures, and the grounded and enduring heroine offers perfect balance to the silly shenanigans. Aww. Come here, Sandy. Come here, Sandy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, her presence has woken up the other one. As an alternative to the state fair, the small Virginia town of Caerphilly decides to partner with nearby Clay County to host an unfair, and Meg is made assistant director, but difficulties abound. Stolen hens, a missing quilt, a smashed pumpkin, and an unruly winemaker makes enemies everywhere. When his fiancée turns up dead on the midway and his former wife, a friend of Meg's, is suspected of the crime, Meg tries to investigate, despite Clay County's in-depth deputy trampling all over the crime scene. And a book that tells her when to breathe. You have to read these books. They're awesome. It's... I don't think I had fun with mystery this week. Tarnished and Torn. Blackwell has another winner with the 5th installment of her Witchcraft Mysteries. Lily Ivy and her gang are trying to figure out the mystery that has thrown them. Lily Ivy buys a box of junk jewelry from a fellow witch at a gem fair for her vintage store. Aunt Cora's closet. When the fire alarm starts ringing and everyone runs for the exit, Lily notices that the witch has been pressed, a form of torture that was used during the witch's trial. Lily meets an interesting man who teaches fire dancing. Somehow this adds up to her search for an ancient ring that is being sought by a demon. Okay. We'll see how that goes. I think that's it for mystery. Let me see. We did this. No, we did not do that one. We did that one. We did that one there. So, Rick Morfina. Into the Dark. Let's see if I can. There we go. Into the Dark. Ah. Mafina delivers another sword thriller with psychological overtones and non-stop action. When Detective Joe Turner discovers an overlooked clue in a cold case murder, he ties together 5 old murders. Unfortunately, the plan to flesh out the murders spurs the killer into action. The prime suspect is the husband of a patient of Claire Bowen, a psychologist who, troubled by her own tragic childhood, devotes her practice to helping abused victims. Claire is drawn into the investigation when her office is broken into. See what happens there. Okay. Into contemporary romance. Let's see if we can get through some of these. Um, that was the wrong book. Okay. She always has to go off. Here you go. Two of a kind. Um, Susan Mallory, fresh off her charming June release, Just One Kiss, Mallory follows up with a moving story of delightful misfit heroine and a man emotionally damaged by imprisonment and torture. Moving to Fool's Gold with a former military bud's certified genius, Felicia wants to kickstart a new life. She starts by accepting the position of being in charge of all of Fool's Gold's festivals. Felicia decides to jumpstart her sex life by reconnecting with reclusive radio host Gideon, with whom she had a memorable one-night fling years ago. A former Black Ops agent, Gideon was the only survivor when his team was captured, imprisoned, and tortured. Oops. I guess not. We'll see what happens. You drive me crazy. Okay. Um, Secret Vows. Um, what does it look like on? Here we go. The conclusion to the Hideaway Wedding series is fitting, warm-hearted finale. As fans know, the Cole men have been wagering on their children's marital plans for years. David's son Jason is the only holdup, but this time has come. There is even an exciting mystery subplot. Jason is more than satisfied with his single status, even though his sister and cousin are happily going down the aisle on New Year's Eve. That is until he meets Greer Evans, an undercover FDA agent who is assigned in Oregon, where Jason's music studio is based. Her job is to gather information about illegal gun sales while posing as a waitress. Ah, undercover, hidden identities. Ooh, that could be a good one for hidden identities. Let me write that down. Got a secret identity podcast. Secret Identity. That could be a good one for hidden identity. Falling in love and not knowing the person's real identity. Should get into that. And Robin Carr, the newcomer. Carr's second novel in her Thunder Point series shows off brilliantly her ear for dialect and ability to seamlessly weave together multiple storylines. Single dad and Deputy Sheriff Mac McCain and Gina James have finally accepted that they're meant for each other, but merging two families isn't easy, especially when Gina's daughter's heart is broken and Mac's ex-wife shows up. Finding new strength together, there is no more excuses for waiting to make an ultimate commitment. Yeah, the glare in here is bad. Meanwhile, Hank Cooper, the new owner of Beach Shop and Coast Guard pilot Sarah Dupree, is raising her brother, wind up in a deepening relationship neither expected. Navigating these new waters is tricky when Hank finds out about a son he never knew. Interesting. Let's see. The Loner, Lindsay McKenna. Hey, he's got clothes on. McKenna understands the mind of a warrior, and readers will love the story of a scarred soldier and his own personal Valkyrie. Deputy Sheriff Shelby Kincaid's heart is touched when she looks into Dakota Carson's eyes. The grizzly bear attack that sent him to the emergency room also places him squarely in soft-hearted Shelby's orbit. After 10 years as a Navy SEAL, Dakota is buffeted by brutal nightmares and flashbacks, so he sought seclusion in a dilapidated mountain cabin. And Shelby nurses him back to health and draws him out. Oh, um, Own the Wind. Been around the block a couple times. I need to tape this one. If this is the start of a new series of hot Harley riding heroes, sign this reviewer up. Oh, who was it? The other lady. I should put this with the other lady. There's that other lady. She's always on the back of magazine. That other lady with the three name Walker. That Walker lady, she does these too. So there goes a motorcycle podcast. If you like motorcycles. If Tabby Allen is the daughter of the leader of the Chaos Motorcycle Club. That's a double-edged sword. She's always has someone to watch her back, but at the same time, she always has someone watching her every move. Shy Cage is always there for her, whether it's to keep her out of trouble or offer her a shoulder when tragedy strikes. But when she wants something more, the constraints set by his membership in the club are an obstacle. So, we'll have to see what happens there. Let me write this down. Another motorcycle chick. Might be good. Keep a list. A crazy thing called. Oops, we missed a Regency. We'll have to go back. Newcomer got a full page. The glare in here is terrible. On the Wild Guns, too. There you go. There's the 4 of them. Here's. What are we doing? Crazy thing called. Are we up to a crazy thing called. Have I lost my avocado and pick and live in mind? Yes. I've lost my mind. There we go. Molly Cannon. Uh, Cannon's latest offering is marvelous. She incorporates an entertaining heroine, a charming hero, and a quirky supporting cast that adds color and depth to the novel. Etta Green left the small town of Everson, Texas, and never looked back. Determined to leave behind her bookish and mousy persona, she became a chef with a slightly successful restaurant. I am. Um. Then she and her sister inherit her grandmother's house, which is being remodeled into a bed and breakfast. When her sister takes off to Paris, leaving Etta's niece behind, it means Etta must now deal with both her niece and her grandmother's partner, Donnie Joe Ledbetter, her childhood crush. Oh, of course, there's a childhood crush involved in that. Um, The Great Divide. Can't even see it. Sorry. There you go. Naked chick on the cover. Almost, anyway. Janet Goss. Quirky, snarky, and a surprising gospel-related coming-of-age story is a well-plotted and rewarding read. For the past 10 years, professional calligrapher Vera Van Loon has been escaping brutal New York City summers by spending her weekends at her best friend Kit's lakeside guest cabin. But this year, she learns Kit's uncle will be there using the cabin too. Uncle Cyrus is not only remarkably sexy, he's also a Scrabble opponent. Okay. True Love. Jude Devereaux. In classic Devereaux style, the author strips her characters bare to show their innermost selves, both their strengths and weaknesses. This allows Alex and Jared to understand each other on a level so deep that it's like they have been together forever. Alex Madison's life is changing faster than she is comfortable with. She is almost finished with her graduate degree in architecture while her fiance leaves her, and then she's willed a house on Nantucket for a year. Hiding out on a small island seems like a viable option to Alex, but this is before she knows that Jared Montgomery is the neighbor. See what happens there. Um, Protector. Cowboy alert. 4 stars. Palmer's latest entry in her long, tall Texan series is an intriguing story that blurs the line between good and evil. Sheriff Hayes Carson is shot again. Recovery will take a while, so he can't stay home alone. The only place available is the home of Jacobville's newspaper publisher Minette Rayner, who lives with her siblings and great aunt. He hates Minette, blaming her by association for the death of his brother. Even worse, Haynes knows a secret about Minette's father that he promised his father he would never tell. Being in close contact with the Hayes, drastically reconsidering his feelings for Minette. Closeness, togetherness, stirs up feelings. People can't resist you just um all out of love. Cowboy. The second offering in Wild series set Cupid, Texas will satisfy any reader looking for a book with a lot of heart, sexy cowboys, and small time charm. When Lacey Bedingfield's letter to Cupid declaring her love for the handsome, popular football star is published in the school paper. Oh, good God, how embarrassing. Since then, Lace has grown into a strong, confident woman who's no longer has stars in her eyes. When Pierce Hollister comes home to nurse his wounds after an injury dashes his dream of winning the Super Bowl, he has a lot of work to do to repair his family, his love life. Women still fall at his feet because of his fame and fortune, but there is only one woman he wants is Lace. Aww. That's so cute. And let's go back here before we start our new. Oh, that was not this. That is not that. Okay, that's not part of this. And our last one. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I'm pissed because there's a few books here that I should have put that on the table. I forgot. Oh well. I keep staring at my bookshelves, and I've ordered a couple. They haven't gotten here yet. Because they should be here, and they're not here, and they're in my book list. They're in my master book list, and they're not there. So what happened to them over the last couple years, I do not know, but they're not here. They were here, and they're not here now, and it pisses me off. And one of the books, we'll get through it here. We're gonna do pictures, and I just tossed that other book over, so I'll get a. I don't even know what I did with that book. I really don't know what I did with that book. Anyways, so as we go through paranormals here, then we'll go into Harlequins. But we'll do this in order here. Donna Grant, Midnight Captive. There's a picture here, but I'm gonna put another one up. So Donna Grant, Midnight Captive. Naked guy on the cover. I'll put this picture up. Grant's Dark Warrior series just keeps getting better. Her plot twists and turns keep readers absorbed as she deftly complicates her series with a new and increasingly nefarious villain and intriguing alliances for her cast of heroes. From the moment Laura Black walked into his pub, Sharon Bruce has harbored a relentless desire for her. He hires her as his assistant in order to keep her near, but he knows that his past and his part in a growing deadly war will never allow him to tell her how he feels. Laura knows that her boss is wrapped up in some of the inexplicable events that have taken in their small town, but there is nothing that would make her leave the man she come to love. Aww. Next one. It's over here somewhere, but we'll do a picture. Werewolf in Alaska. Vicki Lewis Hop Thompson. These are books that I should have that exist on my list and don't. The latest in the Wild About You series takes readers to the wilderness of Alaska. Thompson gives Alaska its due and brings realism and romance to the settings. The irresistible passion Jake and Rachel share has been a percolate for years. Jake's habit of skinny dipping in the evenings caught Rachel's attention from across the lake, while the exclusive artist who carved an amazing likeness of a werewolf haunts Jake. But Jake is a werewolf and founder of the group Warm, Werewolves Against Random Mating, which means the attraction he feels for Rachel, a human Rachel, is pointless. When she is suddenly attacked by a bear, all bets are off. Oops. Alright, so you're gonna tell me a wolf and a bear? I don't know about that. Um, Outcast, Prince Shona Hunks. We'll do a pic. Naked guy on the cover. Um, Huss' new Court of Anwin series starts off this right foot, adding realistic heartbreak and transformative romance into an innovative fantasy to create an emotional, engaging tale. Trapped in the mortal realm, Caspian Mort, son of the Crown Prince of Anwin, has little to do with humans outside of his work as an antique dealer, until he is hired by Lydia Calloway to access her late grandmother's estate. Aided by his ability to see the history of the objects he touches, Caspian is soon overwhelmed by the memories in the house and by the enigmatic and lonely beauty who lives there. Okay. This is the first book that I kept looking at the pile of books and like expected it to jump out at me and bite me, but it didn't. This is on order, and it hasn't arrived yet. With all the, we had a snow during the time of the filming of this. There was a snowstorm, and that's why the delays of everything was done. Um, Hungry Like a Wolf, Christine Warren. Warren's long-running and wickedly delightful other series comes to a close as Wolf Logan Hunter life gets turned upside down. Warren has consistently provided a sexy and fun paranormal series that at times has been hilarious and other times perilous. Logan Hunter is the beta to his best friend Graham Winter Alpha of Silverback Clan. But lately, Logan has been feeling restless and on edge. His wolf, a driven alpha instinct, is chafing at beta. Sensing his friend's turmoil, Graham sends Logan on a mission to find out what's going on with the White Paw clan. White Paw Alpha died, and his daughter Honor Tate has inherited the position. The question is, can she keep it? All right. Um, Caged Warrior. Naked guy on the cover. Four stars. This new series is off to a promising start, pairing paranormal elements with a gladiating set. While the world building is confusing at first, dragons are the deities the Dragon Kings believe created their race. Audrey McLaren left the world of Dragon Kings, choosing to live as a human rather than live among those who didn't accept her marriage to a human lover. 10 years later, following the murder of her husband, Audrey is forced back into her old life, but is under the but in the underground world of Cage Warriors, where only the desperate go, she and her new trainer Leto discover that both of them have been viewing their lives with a single-minded purpose. Okay. Fangs for Nothing. I have quite a few of these, but don't have this one. I was pissed off at it. McCarthy and Love make a great team, bringing in the talents together for the latest in the Fang Over series. Drake and Johnny never expected to wake up in a dominatrix dungeon when they go to their bandmate's wedding. But that's exactly what happens. Johnny awakens handcuffed to an uptight Lizette from the Vampire Alliance who just wants him to sign some paperwork. Without a cell phone or wallet, saving Johnny from himself is going to be quite a challenge for Lizette. When Drake wakes up nearly naked in a sex swing with cute cupcake baker Josie, he isn't displeased. Before he can get to know her better, they first have to find their belongings, the bride's dress and the missing groom. Okay. I don't even want to know. Okay. White Trash Zombie Apocalypse. Zombies everywhere, and some of them are actually real. The third outing of Roland's marvelous series takes new zombie Angel Crawford deeper into a deadly conspiracy where zombie research and testing has taken some horrific turns. Retrieving dead bodies is all in a day's work for Angel, the coroner's van driver, but her latest corpse pickup happens under particularly unusual circumstances on a filming location for the upcoming movie High School Apocalypse. Zombie Apocalypse. After a near deadly encounter, Angel has questions, and the only person who could answer them is Petro Ivan, the powerful uncle of her zombie boyfriend and maker. Okay. Yasmin Galnorn, Night Vision. Galnorn is back with the fourth offering in her Indigo series, containing gritty, intense, and creative fantasy elements. This is a world to which readers will want to return again and again. Wind Witch Cecily Waters and her cousin Rihanna have embraced their destinies as the Fae Queens of Winter and Summer and are preparing for their weddings to men of their dreams. But they can't escape the fact that their ancient enemy Mist hides in the shadows, assembling her forces and preparing for battle. A Kiss of Blood, Pamela Palmer. Palmer ups the ante in the second book of her dark and seductive vamp series, well plotted with a smooth, addictive storyline. Quinn Lennox escaped Fam City, swearing never to return, but her brother's illness leaves her no choice. She is also aware that the vampire trapped in Vam City thinks she holds the key to saving their world and freeing their kind, and they'll stop at nothing to contain and control her. When her mortal enemy, vampire Arturo Mazzo, comes to her asking for help, she agrees to return, but only if certain conditions are met. All right, now I want to. Another reason why I'm pissed off. This is the. I should have brought that table over here. Apparently, I have First Grave, and I've read this whole series in order, by the way. I have First Grave. I have Second Grave. I have Third Grave. I have Fourth Grave. I don't know what happened, but somewhere along the line, I lost Fifth. I don't know. I stared at this pile for hours. Five did not pop out of me. I will be ordering it and it will be costing me. I don't know what happened to it. It's in my book list, but it's not here. For the record, I've got six. I've got seven. Eight. Nine. 10. 11. 12. 13. You see why I'm pissed. I don't know where five is. Fifth grave past the light. Jones turns up the heat on her good-hearted and somewhat klutzy heroine, Charlie Davison, by placing the son of Satan, Rias Farrow, in the apartment next door. These two have an extraordinary relationship that keeps them both off balance and their sexual tension smoldering. Now, I will tell you, with this series, the first few books are good, and if you got to read the Charlie Daniels series too. Uh, the chick works in a cemetery and she solves mysteries of the people in the grave. And Charlie here, right? Her name is Charlie too. Yeah. She can talk to the dead also, and she solves murder mysteries. The first few books. If Dorinda Jones had kept with that, it would have been a really awesome, awesome series. But with Rias, I don't know what happened. Well, I know I read it and I don't understand it, but I read it. I read all the books. The series takes a turn towards the end. I mean, a left field turn that goes, and it just. Ugh. The first few books are awesome, with the detective being her talking to the dead, her solving mysteries. But when she gets involved with Rias and becomes a battle with hell and sun and it just. But the first few books are really good. But like I said, I gotta go get five because it's gonna piss me off forever that I'm missing five. And I had five and I don't know where it is. With the sexy, mysterious Rias now living next door, a constant temptation, Grim Reaper and private investigator Charlie is determined to focus on work that turns out to be too difficult as her apartment is suddenly filled with the spirits of a whole lot of dead women. If she had kept with the private detective part, it would have been a good series. But it takes a uh, turn there. Just write this down. And we'll do a few Harlequins. Always. Okay, let's go through a few of these. All right. First one, and they've started a new category, which is cool because they're not only limited to the casein category, now they're in desire and other categories. Brenda Jackson, Zayn. Let's put it there. It's good to see that they've expanded their character. Later on, they do it even further. Um, damn, I can't turn the page. 4.5 stars. Dr. Channing Hastings has been in love with Zane Westmoreland for years, but his inability to commit drove her away. Newly engaged, she comes back to Denver temporarily. Soon they realize the intense attraction is still there and they're burning brighter than ever before. But Channing is harboring a secret, and when Zane finds out, it will change the course of their relationship with forever. Wonder what this secret is. Um, oh, I didn't do this. Um, Dolores Fawson, Intrigue, Outlaw Woman, Intrigue. 4.5 stars. She's the purple book. Do you really want me dead? The question stuns Marshal Harlan McKinney as much as seeing his former lover Caitlin Barnes sneaking around his house in the middle of the night. Sure, he ticked off that the budding investigative reporter did a tell-all hatchet job on the Marshal Service, but he isn't trying to kill her. Someone else is, and until they know who it is, Harlan isn't letting Caitlin out of his sight. Before long, they wind up on the run, and local authorities are looking for them in connection with murder. I don't know. Kathy McDavid, The Rancher's Homecoming. So that's under American. The one in the middle. I should mark this down for. I did a cowboy one, but could really do another one. Um, American Romance. Where is it? Oh, it's the first one. Okay, let's look. Um, she's not. Oh, there it is. When the Hennessy family inn burned to the ground, Anne Hennessy lost her home and her heritage. 9 years later, Sam Wilder's return to Sweetheart, Nevada, just complicates matters. Now widowed, Sam purchases the ranch Anne longed to buy. He's determined to help rebuild the town and wants Anne's help, but his past betrayal stands in the way. Anne's independent nature balks at taking any help from him, with the inn, her family, or her love life. The first in McDavid's Sweetheart, Nevada trilogy. There's always a stubborn female. The guy offers to buy it for her, no strings attached type situation, and I want to do it on my own. She always stands on a high horse, and eventually by the end of the book, it breaks down and they get married, and then they jointly own it. You know? Oh, another one from Vicki Lewis Thompson. Naked guy on the cover. This is gonna take 20 hours to upload. I wish I could do these live. Um, Luke Griffin, a rambling ranch hand who never stays in one place too long, lands at the Last Chance Ranch. Naomi Perkins in Shadow Shoal local, camping in the woods and studying family of bald eagles from a platform on the edge of the Last Chance property. While their introduction is definitely awkward, it proves to be the start of a super hot relationship. Oh, okay. Um, Christy Gold, One Night with a Stranger. Only 3 stars. King Rafi Medea has never forgotten his first love, Dr. Maya Barra. After his marriage of convenience ends tragically, Rafi seeks her out. Mesa has never gotten either, but she's also not the same naive girl that she used to be. Uh-huh. What the paparazzi didn't see. Hey, everybody's got their clothes on. Um... Socialite Liz Lithgow made a career out of being arm candy for athletes in order to support her disabled sister. She's ready to shed her false personality when her financial strategy crumbles. Unfortunately, publisher Wade Urquhart, the attractive man she shared an explosive one-night stand with, makes Lisa an offer she can't refuse. Okay. Michelle Hoff, Nocturne, Beautiful Danger. 4.5 stars. As Knight of the Order of Stake, Locke is tasked with killing vampire Domingos LaRoque. Domingos escaped a werewolf pack that drove him mad with UV sickness and made him fight for his life. Now Domingos is on the offensive, determined to kill every pack member. When Locke meets the mostly mad vampire, she's strangely drawn to him and lets go of several opportunities to do her job. Ugh. In bed with the enemy. Operation Blind Date. 4 stars. Pet groomer Lainey Adams believes her close friend Amber Logan has been abducted. Operative T. Johnson takes her to Foxworth, a private foundation that specializes in helping people who have no place else to turn. Marooned with the Maverick. Christy Rimmer, Bad Boy Renegade, and Eternal Bachelor Colin Traub, and Good Girl School Mom Willa Christensen are lifetime adversaries who always secretly lusted for one another. When the worst flood their town of Rust Creek, Montana has ever seen brings them together, they indulge publicly in their attraction under the scrutiny of the town's prying eyes. Ah, okay. Uh, To Have a Wild by Kimberly K. Terry. I'm not too sure what's going on in that cover, but you see what I'm saying here? I'm just saying. um, 4 stars. Canoe has just learned a family secret right in the middle of filming a reality show featuring his Hawaiian ranch. TV producer Sonia Brandon keep her eyes off Canoe, and the feeling is mutual. Determined to keep her from discovering a secret, Canoe sets out to seduce her. Okay. Well, there we go. Um, and I think we shall leave it at that. We'll do a quick um there's some voodoo. I don't know why. And falling in love. And Beautiful Bastard and Beautiful Stranger. And The Edge of Never. And Really Addictive Guilty Pleasures. Can a friendship become something more? And Sign, isn't it? Is that Sandham? No, Ameripress. It looks like Sandham. And that's it. With a full page spread of Palmer on the back. We already did her. And The Lost Son. And that's the end of July 2013 Romantic Times Book Review Magazine. The best magazine in the whole wide world. Have a good one.